Welcome back, everybody, to my 38th birthday special, in which we're going to be playing a couple of games for the Xbox 360. The first of which is going to be Jeopardy! See how we do. There you go,
This is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player one. Player two. Player three. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories: birth and death, Asian history, business and industry, book knowledge, movie kisses, and B+. Player one, you start. In the 1920s, the Kemalists opposed the Sultan in this country and eventually prevailed. Okay, player one.
What is Turkey?
Good for you. In December of 1946, he attacked the French at Tonkin, beginning a war that ended 8 years later. Let's hear it, player one.
Who is, Sun Yat-sen?
No, that's not right. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's the correct response. Ho Chi Minh.
Oh, Ho Chi Minh, right.
In 1739, the peacock throne built for Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan was stolen by these people. Okay, player one.
Who are the, I'm gonna say who are the British?
No, sorry.
Man.
Anyone else? Player two.
Russians?
No. Anyone else? Let's hear it, player three. Good for you. All right, let's get back into this. Player three has control. It's the Daily Double. You are currently in the lead. What'll it be? Answer. In 1782, when Chao Phraya Chakri became King Rama I, he moved his capital across the river to this city.
Bangkok.
You have maintained your lead. Way to go. You get to pick again, player three. Here's Kelly with the clue.
These nomadic horsemen, who overran most of Asia in the Middle Ages, lived in portable lattice tents known as yurts.
Yes, player one.
Who are the, who are the Mongols?
Yes, on the plus side again.
E+.
Player one, shoeless.
What is barefoot?
Okay, player one. Yep.
Yeah! Woo!
Player it's one over par on a hole of golf.
What's a birdie? Or no, what's a bogey?
Yes, player one.
What's a bogey?
Yes. Player
It
one speaks to Moses in Exodus 3.
What is a bush? Burning bush.
Yes, player one. Yes. You're able to speak both Spanish and English.
What is bilingual?
Player one. Yeah, good.
Yeah! Woo!
Player one. This type of drug relaxes the smooth muscles in the airways, causing them to open. It's player one.
What is a bronchodilator? Bronchodilator.
Hey, you're right.
Birth and death for 200.
Select again. The number one cause of death in the United States isn't cancer, but disease of this organ.
What is the heart?
Player one. Good. Player one. A cuneiform tablet dating to 2000 BC is the first known reference to the type of birth associated with this Roman leader.
Who is Julius Caesar?
Okay, player one. Yes. Player one. The death in Venice is from this waterborne disease that has caused several pandemics. Okay, player one.
What is cholera?
Right. Louise Brown, the first baby conceived as the result of in vitro fertilization, was born in this decade. It's player one.
What are the 1960s?
Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Yes, player two.
1980s?
No. Any other takers? It's player three. Yep. Player three, make a selection, please, as we continue. For 2011, the 10 highest fertility rates were in countries on this continent. Player one?
What is Africa?
Yes.
Book knowledge, too.
Okay, let's get back in. A book's backstrip covers the part that has this anatomical name.
What's a backbone?
It's player one.
No, what is spine?
Right. Player one. Shakespeare wrote, "What's past is this introductory part of a book." Yes, player one.
What is forward?
Anyone else? Here's the correct response. Prologue.
Prologue.
Player one. Mulvaney, Nancy, 177. Birth of, 28. Education of, 213. As expert in creating these, 326 to 331. Okay, player one.
What are bibliographies?
No, that's not right. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's what we were looking for. Indexes. A colophon is a section at the end of a book that often names this, like 10-Point Baskerville. It's player one.
What is print?
No, that's not right. Any other takers? The correct response is typeface.
Typeface, okay.
Please. Etymological name for a blank page at the start of a book, suitable for inscriptions. Okay, player one.
What is a flyleaf?
Yeah, good. Player one. In Forbes magazine's 2010 list of billionaires, this Omahan was number 3, behind Carlos Slim and Bill Gates.
Who is Warren Buffett?
Okay, player one. That's correct. Player
In
one.
1990, United Brands changed its name to this to take advantage of its name recognition as a banana producer.
What is Chiquita?
Okay, player one. Good. Player
Legend
one.
has it that the design of this company's Monsieur Bibendome logo was inspired by a pile of rubber tires.
Player one.
What is Michelin?
Good for you. Here's Kelly with the clue.
Named for the implication that it brought some rationality to an exuberant market, it's a downward move by generally rising prices.
Let's hear it, player one.
What is correction?
Good for you.
Yeah! Woo!
Player
In
one.
1978, he was fired as the president of Ford, only to become the new president of Chrysler.
Who is Lee Iacocca?
Yes, player one. That's right. Way to go. Player one. He said kissing Kirsten Dunst upside down in the rain was the hardest thing he's done as Spider-Man.
Who is Tobey Maguire?
Let's hear it, player one. That's correct. Please, in To Have and Have Not, she kisses Bogart and says, "It's even better when you help." Okay, player one.
Who is Lauren Bacall?
Correct. Player one. A mutt and a cocker spaniel slurp spaghetti and smooch in this 1955 classic.
What is Lady and the Tramp?
It's player one.
Yeah!
Right. So, 1940s classic film in which the heroine says, kiss me as if it were the last time." Yes, player one.
What is Casablanca?
Correct. And now the $1,000 clue. 1981 drama in which Norman Thayer asks wife Ethel, "Want to dance, or would you rather just suck face?"
What is on Golden Pond?
Let's hear it, player one.
I watched that movie recently.
Right. Player two is in third place, which means, of course, player two will select first in Double Jeopardy. Clues are worth $400 to $2,000 in these categories. Ain't we got pun? Asian bodies of water. Crescent City rolls. Literature. Science time. And American history. Player two, you start us off. Here's Sarah with the clue.
Used to date artifacts, this isotope has 6 protons and 8 neutrons in its nucleus.
Player one.
What is carbon-14?
That is correct. Player one. Rubbing a balloon builds up electrons that then attract this particle, from the Greek for first. Let's hear it, player one.
What is proton?
Hey, you're right. Darwin defined it as preservation of favorable variations and the rejection of injurious variations. Okay, player one.
What is natural selection?
Correct.
Yeah! Woo!
Select in food. Iodine reacts with this carbohydrate, also known as amylum. If it's present, the iodine turns a bluish-black color. Let's hear it, player one.
Oh, where are you headed to? Oh, okay. All right.
Right. So below the atmosphere is this sphere, from the Greek for stone. Player 1?
What is troposphere?
Nope. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's the response we were looking for. The lithosphere. You again, Player 1. When the British approached, the Concord militia didn't know about the skirmish at this place earlier that day. Okay, Player 1.
What is Bunker Hill?
No, that's not right. Any other takers? Yes, Player 2. Good for you. A lot of clues, a lot of categories. Player 2. Make us. World War I sales of Liberty These, whose posters showed the statue, raised more than $15 billion. Let's hear it, Player 1.
What are coins?
Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Yes, Player 2. Yes. Please pick again, Player 2. Answer. The first of the 2 daily doubles. Player 2, you're in last place, but here's an opportunity to... Player 2, and the daily double clue. You didn't want to make the mistake of following the South instead of the North Platte on this pioneer trail. You are correct. Player 2, back to you for our next selection. The U.S. supplied materiel to its allies during World War II through this 1941 congressional act. Okay, Player 1.
What is the Lend-Lease?
You are correct. Player 1. All right, here with the clue is Kelly.
This World War II general's private carriage is on display at Wisconsin's National Railroad Museum.
Who is Patton?
It's Player 1.
No. Who is MacArthur? Douglas MacArthur.
No. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Player 3? Right. Player 3, where do we start? At the end of this novel, Reverend Dimsdale reveals publicly that he is the father of Hester Prynne's daughter. Yes, Player 1?
What is the Scarlet Letter?
Correct. Player 1? This character's first literary appearance was in the tragic drama The Seducer of Seville. Okay, Player 1?
What is Figaro?
Nope. Anyone else? Yes, Player 3? No. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Okay, Player 2. That is correct. Player 2, where do we start? He wrote the 2001, 2010, 2061, and 3001 Odyssey books.
Who is Arthur C. Clarke?
Player 1? Yep. This Neville Shute novel depicts the coming annihilation of the human race after a nuclear war. Yes, Player 1?
What is On the Beach?
Hey, you're right. The title of this 1985 Bobby Ann Mason novel refers to the time a soldier spent in Vietnam. Okay, Player 1?
What is In Country?
Yes. You get to pick again. A scholarly paper on punning restaurant names was titled Do Drop In and This Vegetable Entertain You.
What is lettuce?
It's Player 1. That's correct. Please. A presidential exhibit at the National Postal Museum was called This to the Chief.
What is mail?
Yes, player one? That's correct. Please. About comparing a pair of beetles, a punchline in Master and Commander is choose the lesser of two these.
What are weevils?
Yes, player one? Right.
Yeah! Woo!
Player one? Answer. The other daily double. You are in first. Answer this. 8 months pregnant, Jolie Fisher did a cabaret act entitled From Here to This.
What is maternity?
You have maintained your lead. Way to go. You punning on Glenn Miller, a 1985 film with Gina Davis as a vampire was called This 65000. Let's hear it, player one.
What is Transylvania?
That's correct. Player one, also called the Salt Sea, it's actually a large lake between Israel and Jordan.
What is the Dead Sea?
Player one? That's it. Player one. The Sea of Japan splashes against this peninsula that's politically divided into north and south.
What is Korea?
Let's hear it, player one. Yes. So, leading ports on this Gulf include Abadan in Iran and Al-Basra in Iraq.
What is the Persian Gulf?
Okay, player one. Yeah, good. Player this one. Holy river of India was named for the daughter of the mountain god Himalaya. Player one.
What is the Indus?
Any other takers? It's player two. No. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? It's player three. Good for you. Player three, where do we start? One of the world's longest rivers, it forms the border between China's Sichuan province and Tibet. It's player one.
What is the Yangtze?
Good for you. Okay, in The Buccaneer, Yul Brynner played this pirate who aided Andrew Jackson in the Battle of New Orleans. It's player one.
Who is Jean Lafitte?
Right you are. In a 1953 comedy, Abbott and Costello try to go to this planet, but end up at Mardi Gras instead.
What is Mars?
Yes, player one. Good.
Yeah! Woo!
You critic Michael Kleinschrodt said of this star in The Big Easy, the very worst example of a New Orleans accent. It's player one.
Who is who's Dennis Quaid?
Hey, you're right. In this movie, Betty Davis plays a Southern belle who loses Henry Fonda when she wears a red dress to a ball. It's player one.
What is Jezebel?
That's right. Way to go. Here's the $2,000 clue. New Orleans Set, the Cincinnati Kid, with him in the title role, is one of the great poker movies of all time. Yes, player one?
Who is Paul Newman?
Ooh, sorry. That's incorrect. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? It's player two. No, that's not right. Anyone else? Okay, player three. Correct. Oh, sorry. Player two, you'll not be progressing to Final Jeopardy. We've got the final Jeopardy round here for you, and today it features this category: ancient names. What are you going to wager? All right, players, this is what it comes down to. Here is the final Jeopardy clue. Appropriately, the name of this dramatist comes from Greek words meaning wise and famous. What did you say?
Sophocles.
How much do you add to your total with
I'm
that?
gonna end up with $50,000. Oops. Whoopsie. I'll see you all for the next game.
Correct response. What did you say? And this correct response will add how much to your score?
Yeah!
Player one, congratulations to you. So long.